Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to Prophetic Message, where the voice of heaven meets you right where you are. If this is your first time here, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications, because here, we don't speak empty words. We speak divine truths that confirm what your spirit has already been sensing. This message today is not a coincidence. It's divine alignment. Before we begin, I want you to declare something powerful in the comments right now. I receive this romantic blessing. Type it boldly. Let heaven see your faith in motion. Let the angels hear your agreement. Because your soulmate is not just thinking of you. They are planning something so unexpected, so beautifully orchestrated, that it's going to blow you away. This message is deeply personal. It's not for the masses. It's for those of you who have been standing in faith for a love that is pure, honoring, divinely protected, and undeniably led by God. You've been through the storms. You've endured heartbreak, but the angels are saying your reward is closer than you think. You may have been feeling an increase in restlessness lately, a stirring in your spirit, random memories or dreams about a specific person, the sudden urge to prepare yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual preparation. Your soulmate is not only thinking of you, but they are being divinely instructed to move. There's a romantic surprise in motion. Not just any gesture, but something intentional, sacred, and prophetically timed. Maybe it's a message they're writing. Maybe it's a location they're traveling to. Maybe it's a gift they've kept hidden, waiting for the right moment. Maybe it's the act of finally stepping forward with truth, with clarity, and with courage. But whatever it is, it's not just coming from them. It's being prompted by heaven. The angels want you to understand something very clearly. Your soulmate has been going through their own private process. They've been maturing, shedding their old fears, being awakened in dreams. God has been dealing with their heart in ways you can't yet see. And now, they are approaching a moment of divine release, the moment where love becomes action. Psalm 37:4 says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." You've been doing that, quietly, faithfully. And now, God is honoring that. This is not about chasing love. This is about receiving it. This is about being positioned in such a way that when this surprise arrives, when this soulmate shows up, you're not just emotionally ready, you're spiritually aligned. Heaven wants you to understand that this romantic act is more than just a gesture. It's a signpost, a divine marking, something that confirms that this person is not only connected to your heart, but to your calling, to your future, to the promises God has spoken over your life. Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? That new thing is not just within you. It's moving toward you. You've waited long enough. You've grown in patience. You've cried prayers only the Holy Spirit could interpret. And now, angels are being dispatched to ensure that what God promised doesn't get delayed any longer." Your soulmate may not even fully understand why they're feeling so compelled right now, but something in them is rising. They're feeling the call to act. They're being prompted to create a moment, a holy gesture, that will signal to your soul that this is the one. There's something breathtaking about the way God brings two people together. It's never random. It's never rushed. It's always redemptive. If you've been in a waiting season, this is not the time to give up hope. This is the time to lift your eyes. This is the time to stay in expectation. This is the time to keep your heart open, because what's coming is not small. It's going to blow you away. And hear this, you are not crazy for still believing in romantic love, in soul-deep connection, in butterflies and blessings. The world may mock it, but heaven honors it. God created love. God formed union. God designed you not just to work, but to love and be loved deeply. The angels are smiling because you haven't given up. They're rejoicing because they see what's coming around the corner. And they want you to know this surprise has already begun, even if you haven't heard from them yet, even if the person hasn't fully revealed themselves, even if it still feels distant. Faith doesn't need to see it to believe it. Faith says, "I trust what's unfolding, even if I don't understand the timing." Hebrews 11:1 reminds us, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." You haven't seen the surprise yet, but the evidence is being built in the Spirit. Angels are arranging divine appointments. The Holy Spirit is planting impressions in your soulmate's heart. There are thoughts, signs, dreams, and nudges, all aligning toward you. And soon, very soon, you will see the manifestation of this love in ways you couldn't have imagined. In the next part of this message, we will go deeper into the 5 emotional confirmations that will come with this romantic surprise, so you know how to spiritually recognize it when it arrives. But right now, take a moment to breathe, to feel this, to let the promise settle in. Beloved, let's go deeper. If you are still here, that means your spirit is receiving this word with sensitivity and faith. You know it's not by accident that you found this video. You know God is speaking directly to your heart, and something about this message resonates like it was written just for you. So let's continue. And if you haven't already, take a moment and write in the comments, I believe God is preparing something beautiful. This is your agreement with the prophetic. This is your spiritual signature that tells heaven, I am ready. Now, in this part of the message, the angels want you to understand the emotional confirmations that will help you discern this surprise when it unfolds. Because this isn't just about recognizing a person, it's about recognizing the move of God behind that person's actions. You see, your soulmate isn't coming with confusion. They're not coming with half-truths or hidden agendas. They're not showing up with chaos, indecisiveness, or spiritual immaturity. When this surprise unfolds, when this romantic act is revealed, you will feel it in your spirit first, not your flesh. This is the first confirmation, divine peace. It won't feel forced. It won't feel overwhelming or anxiety-producing. It will feel calm, sure, present, settled. Philippines 4:7 tells us, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. This peace is your sign. It's not always about fireworks or intensity. Sometimes God speaks loudest in stillness, and the moment this person steps forward with their surprise, their truth, their expression of love, you will not feel fear. You will feel peace. Second confirmation, spiritual recognition. There will be a moment where your soul says, I've known you before I met you. It won't make logical sense. It may even feel surreal, but something in their voice, their energy, their story will echo something ancient in you, like your spirits were always connected. This is a sign of divine appointment, of kingdom connection. Romans 8:16 says, the Spirit Himself testifies with our spirit that we are God's children. The same Spirit that testifies your identity will testify when you're in the presence of the person God appointed to walk with you. It won't be about chemistry alone. It will be spirit to spirit. Third confirmation, holy clarity. When God is in it, things begin to make sense. The confusion fades. The questions start answering themselves. You begin to see how the puzzle pieces fit. This person will not bring more questions. They will bring answers. The angels say, you will understand why the delay happened, why the others didn't work out, why you had to go through this season alone. Because now you'll see the reason for the wait. 1 Corinthians 14:33 says, for God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. So if their rival brings peace and clarity, pay attention. That is not coincidence. That is a divine mark of someone sent by heaven. The fourth confirmation, unforced timing. The timing will feel like grace. You won't have to chase. You won't have to beg for communication or fight to be seen. Their gesture, whether it's a message, a gift, a visit, a confession, it will feel natural and right. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. And this moment, this gesture, this romantic surprise, is a thing of beauty born in God's perfect timing. They didn't come earlier because they weren't ready. You didn't meet sooner because you were still healing. But now, everything is shifting. Final confirmation for this part, overflowing honor. Their actions will be dipped in honor. Not pride, not ego, not manipulation. They will speak to you, not as an object of affection, but as a treasure from God. They will speak carefully. They will approach you with humility. They will treat your heart like something sacred. Romans 12:10 instructs us, be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. That's the love you're stepping into. A love that mirrors heaven. A love that honors, builds, protects, and blesses. So listen carefully. Dear one, if you've been in a place where your heart was questioning if love like this is even real, if you've been told that your standards are too high, if you've been fighting against loneliness while trying to hold on to your faith, God sees you. He hasn't forgotten. He's been preparing both of you in the secret place. And now, a public unfolding is about to take place. The angels keep saying, this surprise will not just touch their heart, it will touch yours first. Because God is letting you feel it before you see it. You may have noticed subtle changes in the atmosphere, repeated numbers, dreams, sudden thoughts about a specific person, even unexpected blessings flowing into your life recently. These are all spiritual signals. Your alignment is activating the release. The angels want you to remember this. What is for you cannot miss you, not when it's assigned, not when it's protected, not when it's birthed in the secret place of prayer. This person is not just showing up out of nowhere. They are being led, nudged, pulled. They've been praying to. Whether they realized it or not, their soul has been crying out for connection. And now, they're being awakened to the reality that you are their person, and they want to express it. They want to surprise you with something special, something heartfelt, something unforgettable. So let your heart stay open. Let your expectations rise. Let your faith stay active. Because what's coming isn't delayed, it's on time. Beautiful soul. If you've made it this far, it's because something deep inside of you recognizes this truth, not just in your mind, but in your spirit. This message is for you, and the angels are not speaking in riddles today. They are speaking clearly, because your heart is finally ready to understand and receive what heaven has been preparing. So let's keep walking this path together. Take another moment, wherever you are, and just breathe. Breathe in God's peace. Breathe out any doubt or fear that may still be lingering in your heart. You are in a safe space, spiritually and emotionally, and this moment is set apart for divine confirmation. The angels are saying now, your soulmate's heart is heavy with love, and they can no longer hold it in. They've been carrying these feelings for a while now, silently, privately, carefully. Perhaps they've been afraid of your reaction. Perhaps life circumstances made them hesitate. Perhaps they've been asking God for clarity, for boldness, for the right timing. But now, that time is approaching quickly, and you may start to feel the energy shift. Here's what you need to know. Their spirit is being stirred by God Himself. The kind of love they feel is not surface-level infatuation. It's not fleeting attraction. It's not about convenience or impulse. It's a deep soul-level awareness that you are the one their heart was made to recognize. Let me speak this clearly into your life. They are planning something thoughtful, something romantic, something bold, and more importantly, it is being guided by the Holy Spirit. Isaiah 30:21 says, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way. Walk in it. Your soulmate is hearing that voice right now. It's getting louder. It's becoming impossible to ignore. That inner nudge that says, don't let them slip away. Take the step. Make the call. Say the words. And what they're planning isn't random. It's a reflection of your heart. It might be something as simple as a letter, a message, a video, a surprise visit, or a gift that represents your connection. But the impact, the emotional impact, will be profound. Because God is in it. The angels are also highlighting this. You may have already started to dream about them. Maybe they're showing up more often in your thoughts. Maybe you've felt sudden waves of warmth, of love, of anticipation, for no apparent reason. Maybe you've been waking up with this person heavy on your mind. These are not distractions. These are spiritual hints. Heaven is preparing your heart to receive the fullness of this surprise. Because it will take faith to receive what you've prayed for. Some people say they want love, but when it finally shows up in its divine form, they run because they're not ready to believe it's real. That won't be you. Because by listening to this message, by staying open, By affirming your faith with your words and actions, you're telling heaven, yes, I'm ready. Let it be done unto me. Luke 1:45 says, "Blessed is she who has believed that the Lord would fulfill his promises to her." That blessing is hovering over you right now. Even if you've been disappointed before, even if you've had false starts, heartbreaks, or delays, even if you're older now or younger than expected, or feeling like your time has passed, the angels want you to know, God is not late, in fact. This moment is arriving right on time, and this romantic surprise from your soulmate, it will prove to you that God saw everything, that every tear you cried in loneliness was counted, that every journal entry, every whispered prayer, every silent hope was heard in heaven. They are coming. And not just coming, they are coming with intentionality. This surprise is going to be specific to you. It will reflect your heart. It will echo something you once said, maybe even something you forgot you said. But they didn't forget. And neither did God. That's how you'll know it's real. Because this isn't about grandiosity, it's about alignment. The angels are saying, you'll know it's divine when it's not what you expected, but it's everything you needed. So, how should you prepare? Not by chasing, not by trying to control the outcome, not by overthinking or doubting. Prepare by staying in prayer. Prepare by cultivating your own emotional health. Prepare by being present, because when this moment comes, you won't want to be distracted by yesterday's pain. Isaiah 43:18-19 says, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? This is your new thing." This love is not like the old. This connection is being anointed, not forced. And even now, the person who's about to surprise you, they're stepping into obedience. They are choosing to walk in vulnerability. They're taking a spiritual risk because their soul is tired of silence. Their love can no longer be hidden. Their intentions can no longer be delayed. And their heart, so full of hope, affection, and longing for you, is about to pour out in a way that will leave you breathless. Not because it's flashy, not because it's perfect, but because it's true. True love carries the fragrance of heaven. It humbles us. It heals us. It makes us whole. That's what's coming. That's what the surprise will open the door. Let's keep going, beloved. The angels are not finished speaking yet, and your spirit is still in the right place to receive. If you're still here, it's because your heart is responding to something far deeper than surface words. It's responding to the truth that divine love is not only real, but active in your life right now. Now, the angels are revealing something very important. There are signs, spiritual, emotional, and even physical, that your soulmate is preparing to reveal what they've kept hidden. These signs are gentle confirmations from heaven. Not loud, not obvious. But if you pay attention, they'll be impossible to miss. And the first sign is this. Sudden thoughts of this person are increasing. You might be in the middle of a normal day, maybe cooking, cleaning, working, praying, and then suddenly, their name, their face, their voice just drops into your spirit. It comes unexpectedly, but not in a chaotic way. It's peaceful, comforting, almost like a gentle wind brushing past your mind. This isn't random. It's a spiritual tether. When God joins two souls for a divine purpose, He often allows the thoughts of one to enter the mind of the other, not to distract, but to prepare. 1 Corinthians 2:10 says, "The Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God." This means your spirit may already be sensing their emotions, their inner turmoil, their longing, their decision. If you've been feeling them more lately, sensing a pull, almost like someone's praying for you or thinking of you deeply, they are. You are picking up on the vibration of their preparation. Their heart is reaching out before their words do. Here's the second sign. You're noticing repeated confirmations in your surroundings. Maybe you're seeing their name more often. Maybe you're hearing love songs that speak directly to your situation. Maybe you're seeing numbers or signs like 111, 222, or 555, patterns that show up right after you think about them. These aren't coincidences. These are God's divine breadcrumbs, guiding you gently toward what's coming. He knows your heart needs encouragement. So he sends these signs to whisper, keep trusting, don't give up. It's closer than you think. The third sign is emotional, and it's very specific. You may feel a sudden wave of peace wash over you when you think of them. Where there used to be confusion, anxiety, or sadness, now there's just peace. That's not something you made happen. That's the presence of God calming your soul and aligning your heart with what He's doing. Philippians 4:7 says, "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Peace is a confirmation, not chaos. When heaven is involved, peace becomes your compass. If you're suddenly feeling peace about a person you once questioned, it may be because God is preparing their heart to approach you in a new, pure, healed way. The fourth sign is one of inner release. You've stopped trying to force love. You've stopped begging for clarity. You're no longer chasing answers. That moment of surrender, when you stopped obsessing and simply said, "God, I trust you with this." That's when heaven began to move. You created room in your spirit for divine timing, and your soulmate, whether they realize it or not, felt that shift. They felt that release, and it's waking them up. Love is not born in control. Love is born in freedom. And because you surrendered, this love is coming back to you healed, whole, and real. Now the fifth sign is the one many miss. You are being pruned. Suddenly, you're noticing emotional patterns that no longer serve you. You may feel called to let go of bitterness, to forgive an ex, to heal from old wounds, to focus on self-care, or to make space in your life, physically and emotionally, for someone new. This pruning isn't punishment. It's preparation. John 15:2 says, "Every branch that does bear fruit, He prunes so that it will be even more fruitful." God is pruning your heart so that when this soulmate surprise arrives, you don't self-sabotage it. So you don't run from it, so you don't compare it to past pain, so you don't reject the very thing you've been praying for. You are being softened, humbled, strengthened, and matured, all so that divine love will have a home when it reaches you, because this is not a temporary connection. It's a union designed to reflect heaven. It's a partnership built on purpose. It's love that honors God. And the angels say, you are ready. You may not feel ready. You may still feel flawed or unworthy. But heaven sees deeper than your insecurities. Heaven sees your growth, your faith, and your readiness. So what do you do now? You stay in alignment, you stay watchful, you stay humble, and you stay expectant. Don't try to figure out the how. That's God's part. Your part is to keep showing up in love, in faith, in stillness. As we continue, your spirit is being ushered into a place of deeper trust. This isn't just about receiving a romantic gesture. This is about recognizing that heaven has ordained your season of connection, and everything is falling into divine order. Right now, the angels are showing that a veil is being lifted between you and this person. What was once clouded by distance, confusion, or silence is now being illuminated with clarity. A romantic surprise, yes, but more than that, a spiritual invitation into a love that is clean, sacred, and mutual. If you've been feeling your emotions rise lately, if your dreams have become more vivid, if your inner world is stirring with longing, it's because something is being awakened. And the one whose heart is tethered to yours, whether they've shown it clearly or not, is responding to that divine pull. Your soulmate is receiving divine insight. Isaiah 30:21 reminds us, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way. Walk in it." Right now they are hearing. Their spirit is being stirred. Maybe they've run from love before. Maybe they didn't feel ready, but now something has changed. And here's what the angels say. They are being gently corrected by God, not in a way that shames them, but in a way that calls them higher. Your soulmate is being shown what real love looks like. Love that is consistent. Love that honors. Love that chooses you without fear or pride. They've seen enough of what's fake. They've lived through surface-level connections. But you carry something different. You carry peace. You carry wisdom. You carry love that doesn't manipulate. And they are realizing now you are rare. The enemy tried to convince them that someone like you wouldn't wait. That someone like you couldn't possibly care. But heaven has interrupted that lie. And now they are preparing something you didn't expect. A surprise that's less about material gifts and more about spiritual confirmation. Maybe they'll write to you. Maybe they'll open up with tears. Maybe they'll take a trip, make a call, or send you something meaningful. But what matters most is this. It will come from the fullness of their heart, not from pressure or guilt. This is God's timing. And if you've been in a season of silence or emotional distance, know this. The silence was never rejection. It was repositioning. God was aligning both of your paths, not to punish either of you, but to prepare both hearts to truly hold one another without fear. Psalm 37:7 speaks directly to this moment. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. You don't need to worry about delays. What's meant for you has not passed you by. It's coming. In fact, heaven is closer now than ever before to fulfilling what your heart has quietly carried in prayer. But here's something very important. Beloved, don't idolize the person. Yes, love is coming. Yes, this soulmate is preparing a surprise. But do not place them on a throne that belongs only to God. Let your heart remain surrendered. Say, God, I trust your plan. I receive this love if it is your will, and I release it if it's not. Because love that is truly for you doesn't need to be chased or clung to. It stays, it honors, it grows, and it will come back to you purified by heaven's touch. So let this be your posture. Not desperation, but expectation. Not worry, but worship. Not pressure, but peace. And as you wait, God is still working. Even when you don't see it. If you've been feeling emotional waves, one day excited, another day uncertain, that's part of spiritual labor. Something is birthing. A new phase in your love life is being born. This person is part of it, yes. But what's more important is who you are becoming in the process. You are becoming someone who attracts heaven-ordained love, someone who doesn't settle, someone who listens to God's voice, someone who can discern love from lust, clarity from confusion, truth from temptation. Romans 8:28 gives us reassurance. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. So yes, even the delays have purpose. Even the heartbreak had a reason. Even the distance served a holy function, to refine you, to prepare you, to awaken your discernment. And now, the angels whisper. Again, the surprise is near. Stay in position. This may mean guarding your heart in the next few days. It may mean resisting the urge to reach out too soon. It may mean letting this person come to you, not out of control, but out of clarity, because love that comes from God will choose you freely, intentionally, and consistently. And this surprise? It may start small, but it will echo eternity. It might come as a message, a gesture, a confession, but what matters most is the spirit behind it. And if their heart has truly been touched by God, it will be evident. Let peace be your guide. Do not fear the unknown. Do not overanalyze. Do not rush the process. Beloved soul, We are now moving into a sacred space of preparation, because what's coming toward you is not just romance, it's revelation. The angels say, the time to prepare your heart is now. The surprise being orchestrated by your soulmate is wrapped in more than love. It's wrapped in healing, in renewal, and in the unfolding of divine timing. You must understand that this moment isn't happening in isolation. It's the result of prayers you forgot you prayed. It's the unfolding of promises God made over your life when you were still growing through disappointment. It's the harvest from seeds you planted when nobody saw your tears. Your soulmate's heart is being divinely softened. They are coming out of a place of confusion and stepping into the light of purpose. And for the first time in a long time, they are seeing clearly. They are hearing the voice of the Holy Spirit nudging them, saying, now is the time to make it right. Now is the time to act. This surprise that is coming isn't just about emotion. It's about clarity. It's about someone showing up and saying, I see you, I choose you, I'm ready. Isaiah 60:22 says, when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. Heaven is confirming, this is the time. Not last year, not 5 months ago, now. Because both of you are ready to see what real love feels like without fear. But you must prepare your heart, because if you are not spiritually aligned, you might miss the blessing that shows up quietly. This surprise may not look like what you imagined, but it will feel exactly like what your soul has longed for. So, here's what the angels are guiding you to do right now. Release your timeline. Release your control. Release the way you thought it had to happen, because the divine surprise coming for you has been touched by the breath of God, and anything God breathes on cannot be rushed, faked, or forced. Now listen carefully. Your soulmate is stepping into boldness. That's a spiritual shift. A person who once ran from their feelings is now being strengthened by angelic presence. Where they once second-guessed, now they will pursue. Where they once hesitated, now they will move with intention. But it's not just about what they're doing. It's about how you're receiving. Some of you have been so hurt in the past that your default reaction is to protect yourself. And that is understandable, but this connection is different. The angels say, let this one in slowly, but don't shut them out completely. Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Notice, it says guard, not block. You can guard your heart with discernment without hardening it with fear. And that's what's being asked of you right now. Let yourself be curious again. Let yourself receive love without suspicion. Let yourself experience joy without guilt. You have evolved. And so has your soulmate. They may not be perfect. No one is, but their soul is being called to you in truth. There are conversations they've rehearsed in their head 100 times, things they wish they said, ways they wish they had shown up. And now they're being led to not just think about it, but to take action. That action may begin with a message, a voice note, a gift, a memory brought back to life. And in their eyes you'll see something real, something tender, something trustworthy. Psalm 126:5-6 says, those who sow in tears will reap with shouts of joy. They weep as they go to plant their seed, but they sing as they return with the harvest. This is your harvest season, beloved. The time of weeping is ending. The time of waiting is shifting. The time of watching everyone else receive while you stayed silent in your prayers. That season is behind you. Now is your moment to sing, because the harvest is arriving. And it's coming through someone whose heart has been set apart for you. Now let me speak to the doubting voice in you that says, what if it doesn't happen for me? The angels respond with this, it's already in motion. Your only job is to stay in faith. They're not asking you to make it happen. They're not asking you to fix anything. They're simply asking you to receive. Don't overthink the how. Don't analyze the when. Just stay open, trust, be in alignment, because what you're about to witness is the goodness of God manifest in an area you once gave up on. You will be surprised by how naturally it flows, how softly it unfolds, how unmistakable it feels. And you will say, only God could have done this. Let your spirit rest in this now. You don't need to compete. You don't need to compare. You don't need to prove yourself worthy. You already are. Your soulmate is not just falling for you. They're recognizing the divine in you. They're being drawn to your light, your integrity, your compassion, your grace. And they are realizing you are their safe place. This realization will move them to act. And their action will speak louder than words. Even if they fumble with what to say, their heart will speak. Even if they're nervous, their spirit will be anchored. And you'll know, not because it's loud, but because it's real. Hebrews 10:23 encourages us. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess. For he who promised is faithful. And he is faithful to finish what he began. Faithful to bring love into your life that aligns with his will. Faithful to heal the parts of you that once feared you'd be alone forever. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. Your surprise is being released, not because you begged for it, but because you are ready for it. As we continue, feel the peace settling over you like a gentle wave. Breathe. There is something divine being stirred in the spiritual realm on your behalf, and the angels are still speaking, still unveiling. They say your soulmate is not just coming with love. They're coming with vision. This isn't a momentary spark. This isn't shallow affection that disappears after a few weeks. This is the kind of love that thinks long term. It dreams with you, plans with you, prays with you. And most importantly, it grows with you. Your soulmate is being moved by the Spirit to not just make an appearance, but to stay, to commit, to show up when it matters most. Their surprise will not just be about flowers, dates, or grand gestures, even though those may come. The real surprise is in how deeply they're ready to build something sacred with you. They are preparing to offer more than affection. They are offering their presence, their attention, their honesty. But here's what the angels need you to hear. You must believe you're worthy of this kind of love. Not later. Now Jeremiah 29:11 declares, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Yes, a future that includes divine companionship. A future where you're not just surviving, but thriving in love that is mutual, nourishing, and spiritually aligned. You've been through enough lessons to recognize what isn't love. That's part of your preparation. You've learned what it feels like to pour into someone who didn't pour back. You've felt the sting of broken promises, the ache of spiritual misalignment, the confusion of almost loves, but not this time. This time, it's not just about passion, it's about purpose. And your soulmate sees that clearly now. God is giving them dreams, nudges, and confirmations that you are the one they've been praying for. Even if they didn't know how to name it before, now they do. They're seeing the path open before them. They are waking up from fear, shame, pride, and walking toward you with humility and hope. Don't be surprised if they're romantic. Surprise comes after a long silence. Sometimes heaven works quietly behind the scenes before bringing two people back into divine alignment. Ecclesiastes 3:11 reminds us, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Not your time, not their time, God's time. And when it's God's time, things move quickly, clearly, and powerfully. The doors that were once closed swing wide open. The hesitation that once clouded their mind is replaced with certainty. And what once seemed impossible suddenly feels natural. So what can you do right now? Remain spiritually open. Keep your heart in expectation, not desperation. Be the kind of partner you've been praying for. Take another deep breath and settle your heart, because the angels are still speaking. And now the message becomes even more personal. more specific. It's like heaven is drawing you closer, pulling you into a divine embrace, whispering what you've longed to hear. Your soulmate is not just planning any ordinary surprise. This isn't a moment to impress you. It's a moment to reveal themselves to you. The angels say this surprise will carry within it a revelation. You will not only see their love, you will see their vulnerability. You'll see the layers they've kept hidden. You'll feel the weight of their prayers, their sleepless nights, their longing to be understood, especially by you. Because you are not just someone to them anymore. You are the one that keeps showing up in their heart. The one God keeps placing in their dreams. The one they are finally brave enough to fight for. The angels say, this surprise will be clothed in humility. It may come through an unexpected message, a voice note, a handwritten letter, a sudden call, an unexpected visit. But what matters is not how it comes, it's what's behind it. Behind it is someone who's been praying too. Someone who's been searching. Someone who's realizing that everything they were chasing couldn't compare to the peace they feel when they think of you. Isaiah 55:11 reminds us, so is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it. Heaven sent this love into your life for a purpose. And though there were delays, detours, doubts, the word will not return void. The promise will not be broken. What is divine cannot be destroyed. There is a breakthrough happening right now in the spirit realm. The enemy tried to twist it. The past tried to block it. Fear tried to drown it. But heaven preserved it. And now your soulmate is being led, gently but powerfully, toward a new beginning with you. Yes, the romantic surprise may come with flowers. Yes, it may come with tears. Yes, it may come with laughter. But deeper than all that, it will come with truth. And that truth will sound something like this. I didn't always know how to love you, but I never stopped wanting to. I've grown, I've healed, I've surrendered. And I want to show up now, fully, finally, fearlessly. I know what we have is rare, and I don't want to lose it. You're not just special, you're my answered prayer. Can you feel that? That's your spirit recognizing something it's been waiting for. The angels say, open your heart to receive it. Don't harden your heart because of what happened before. Let love come in like fresh rain, soft, steady, healing. This love isn't coming to control you. It's coming to complete the growth you've already done on your own. 8:28 says, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. That includes the heartbreaks. That includes the silence. That includes the separation. Nothing was wasted. Every tear, every prayer, every time you stayed faithful when it felt hopeless, heaven saw it. And now heaven is rewarding it, because you didn't settle. Because you didn't become bitter. Because you chose to trust. Now, your soulmate is coming into alignment. And this romantic surprise, it's not just emotional. It's spiritual. The angels say it's the kind of love that will bring you closer to God, not further away. The kind that will sharpen you, challenge you to grow, cover you in prayer, walk beside you, not ahead of you or behind you. A divine teammate, a soul ally, a purpose partner. It will feel like peace. It will sound like truth. It will look like growth. And when you experience it, something inside of you will whisper, this is what I've been waiting for. Proverbs 18:22 tells us, he who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord. And that also applies to you, whether you are the one searching or the one being found. There's favor upon this connection. Favor that was delayed, but not denied. Favor that has heaven's fingerprint on it, that you are not just being loved, you are being chosen, not for what you can offer, not for your perfection, but for your essence, your soul. Your soulmate is planning this surprise because they finally see you through heaven's eyes. They're no longer comparing, no longer confused, no longer afraid. The final part of this message carries something sacred, something your soul has quietly known, even when your mind doubted it, even when your heart questioned if it would ever happen. This part is not just about what your soulmate is doing. It's about what God is doing in you to make room for the love that is on its way. You see, the angels want you to understand something very clear right now. You are not preparing for ordinary love. You are preparing for something anointed. The romantic surprise your soulmate is planning is more than just a gesture. It's a signpost, a spiritual signal that the season has shifted, that what was once stalled is now moving, that what once felt like delay was actually divine preparation. God has been moving in silence, behind the scenes, softly shaping hearts, reordering steps, healing wounds, and creating a divine collision between two souls who carry purpose in their love. You. Heaven is rejoicing because you are no longer being left in the wilderness. You're being called into the promised land of love. But here's the most important part. The angels say this surprise will mark the beginning, not the end. This isn't the climax of your story. It's the genesis of a new chapter. A chapter where you love from wholeness, not wounds. Where you grow together, not pull each other apart. Where you both remember that God is the center, not the emotions, not the ego, not the fear. And what does that love look like? It's calm even in chaos. It forgives faster than it fights. It chooses faith when fear rises. It seeks peace over pride. It speaks truth even when it's hard. It prays daily, boldly, and with love at the center. This is the love your soul has waited for. Not just the passion, not just the chemistry, but the clarity. The angels want you to know what's coming. So there's no more confusion. No more wondering if this is another false start. You'll feel the alignment. You'll know it's not manipulation or fantasy. You'll feel the peace of God all around it. Philippians 4:7 says, "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." That's the kind of peace you'll feel when the surprise unfolds. A peace that doesn't make sense, but you'll trust it anyway. Because it's not coming from you. It's coming from heaven. You'll feel something lift in your chest. You'll hear their words and feel like time slows down. You'll sense the honesty in their voice. You'll feel the sincerity in their actions. They won't be perfect, but they'll be real. And that's more powerful than any illusion of perfection. And you'll be ready, because you've been learning how to love yourself, how to wait with hope, how to trust in divine timing, how to release your expectations and open your hands to God's plan. The angels say, your waiting has not been punishment. It's been refinement. Every lonely night, God was carving depth into your soul. Every unanswered prayer, heaven was teaching you to trust without seeing. And now, that depth you carry, your soulmate is ready to meet it, to honor it, to rise to it. Psalm 37:4 tells us, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." God isn't cruel. He's not holding back out of punishment. He's delivering a love you didn't even know how to pray for. A love that will exceed what you imagined, because it's tailored to your spirit, not your fantasy. So what should you do now? Remain open, keep praying, keep growing, keep preparing your heart, because as this surprise approaches, you'll want to receive it with wisdom, not just emotion. Test the spirit, yes, but don't close the door out of fear. Open it with discernment. Let God confirm what is for you. He will. And if you've been feeling signs, repeated numbers, dreams, divine timing, sudden moments of clarity, that's no accident. It's heaven preparing your soul. Because when the surprise arrives, the romantic gesture, the words you've longed to hear, the heart that finally speaks plainly, you'll recognize it by the peace it carries, not by the performance, not by the grandness of the act, but by the authenticity in it, the realness, the divine weight behind it. And you'll know, this is what it looks like when God sends love through another human soul. You'll say, this was worth the wait. You'll say, this feels holy. You'll say, now I understand why it didn't work with anyone else. You'll say, thank you, God, for protecting me until the right one could arrive. And heaven will say, yes, beloved. This is the love we spoke over you. This is the surprise we whispered into your spirit. So right now, speak this aloud if you feel it in your soul. I am ready. I am open. I am prepared for divine love. Say it in the comments. Type it boldly. Type it joyfully. Blessed and ready. Let the angels see your faith. Let heaven mark this moment as the one where your heart said yes without fear. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being teased by the universe. You are divinely aligned with the very love you once feared you'd never find, and when it arrives, not just the romance, but the sincerity, it will carry God's fingerprint, and you'll know the angels were right. Heaven approved this love. And the surprise was just the beginning. If you felt this word stir your soul, like this video, let it be your agreement with the message. Share it with someone who needs hope. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Prophetic Message for more Spirit-led guidance sent straight to you in divine timing. You are not alone, and your love story is about to begin in the most beautiful, God-ordained way. Stay ready. Stay blessed. Your miracle is closer than you think.